and if you open up your classroom, this is the handout that I have posted this morning. I want you to take a few minutes and with somebody near you, so still kind of keeping our little areas, I want you to see if you guys can talk through the answers to these. So, Nora, I'll try to have you turn around and turn around and turn around. You two can work together, and then you three can kind of discuss, okay? So I want you to take a few minutes, talk about this with your group, and see if you can answer these, then we'll come back as a class. But it's always good to refresh. So this first one we have matching. Number one, a linear function, so y equals mx plus b, whose graph has a y-intercept of 6. So the y-intercept is the b portion. So which one would that be? B. Because it has that plus 6, your y-intercept is 6. Number two, a vertical line. What does the equation of a vertical line look like? X equals a number. There's no y in that equation at all. So x equals something, that would be h. A constant function. What does it mean to be a constant function? Horizontal line. What's the equation of a horizontal line? Y equals a number. If it's written in function notation, f of x is the same thing as your y. So we just need f of x equals a number, so that would be C. All right, so we've used these so far. Number four, a linear function whose graph has an x-intercept -2 and y-intercept 4. When you're finding intercepts, I know Mrs. Keller always talked about like cover-up method. You cover up the opposite variable. It's when an x-intercept is when you make your y equal 0. So this is saying essentially if y equals 0, my x is -2. The y-intercept of 4 means when x is 0, your y value is 4. Which one works for that? Gee, let's check it. If you wanted to find the x-intercept, that means your y is 0, or you cover up your y. And we get -2. If I want my y-intercept, you plug in a 0 for your x. And you do get y equals 4, so that one does work. So number 4 is G. Number 5, a linear function, so y equals mx plus b, whose graph passes through the origin. The origin is just the point 0, 0. If you go through that point, that means your y-intercept is 0. So which of these equations has a y-intercept of 0? It's like 5x, there is no b here. Y equals mx plus b, that's like saying your b is 0. So that's your A. And number 6, which one is not linear? D. D is a parabola, x squared. To be linear, x and y have to be to the first power. They can't be multiplied together, they just have to be added. Okay? Any questions on those questions? Those 4, 6. Let's look at the next ones. I apologize, up here on my screen, these pictures are really dark, but I think on your Chromebook you can see them much better. Number 7, y equals 5. If it's y equals a number, what kind of line is it? Horizontal. So we just need a horizontal line at +5. So that would be A. B is y equals -5. So it's still a horizontal line, but it's down here at -5. So that's C. Number 9, x equals 5. So x equals is a vertical line at +5. So that would be D. And number 10, x equals -5. So that would be a vertical line at -5. So that's B. those, okay? Last section. And again, these are hard to see on my screen, but on your Chromebook, they're pretty clear. We want to know which one could have the given slope. If I'm looking, number 11 and number 15 are both positive slopes. If your line has a positive slope, what's happening? It's increasing. So in comparison to a 1/3 and a 3, which of those lines would be steeper? The 3. So I'm looking over here. The two lines that are increasing are D and E. So the steeper one has to be number 15. So that would be E. The 1/3 would be a flatter one. So that's number 11. So 12 and 14 are both negative. That means my line is decreasing. So that's either C or F. The bigger the number, the steeper the line. So -3 would be which one? And -1/3 would be, I don't know why I wrote it on that side. Okay, 13, 0. What kind of line has a slope of 0? Horizontal line, so that would be A. Undefined, when is your slope undefined? Vertical line, so that would be B. Okay, so this handout is just kind of going back through all the different pieces that I talked about in that video yesterday. Are there questions on any of those? Okay. So that is actually all I have as far as content today. I wanted to give you guys some time to work. I know I'm not seeing you. I'm only seeing you 2 days a week. And so I feel like I'm not able to help you individually as much as I would have normally. So we're going to take a step back today and slow down for a second. Yesterday, I went ahead and opened up the section 1.3 Math Excel. A few of you have already completely finished that, which is awesome. If you have not worked on that one, that is your homework. It's due at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, if you finish this, so that's your top priority, and I'm giving you class time to work on it, so if you get stuck on a question, what are you going to do? Ask me for help. That's why I'm giving you class time, so you'll ask me. If you finish that, go back and make sure you have finished the other 2 assignments from this week. We had also the 1.1 and the 1.2 on Math Excel. If all 3 of those are done and you still have time, then you can work on looking back over that test. Otherwise, you'll have to come in during advisory to do that. Okay? You can finish your test if you have that stuff done. And then tomorrow, when you guys are not here, what are you going to do? Yep. Go to classroom. Remember, you go to your classwork and watch the video. I'm covering section 4, which is just talking about equations of lines, so still with linear stuff, but writing their equations, and there is a Math Excel assignment that will be posted tomorrow morning. So you have the rest of class, you've got not quite 30 minutes, to work on whatever you need to be working on and to ask me for help when you need it.